Hi everyone, and welcome to Dev Day Yuma. Today we're going to be working on some exercises using Scratch from MIT. The first thing you'll need to do is log into the Scratch website at scratch.mit.edu. Once you go to the website, you'll need to sign in the upper right-hand corner. When you're all signed in, it should show your username right here. Now that we're signed in, we can start creating our new projects. I'm going to go over the basics of the Scratch interface in this exercise. The first part of the Scratch user interface is the stage in the upper left-hand corner here. You'll see a blank white area with a small cat mascot called Scratch the Cat. You'll also see a green Go flag and a red stop sign. This is where the majority of our exercise's action is going to take place. When you're all done and you're ready to run your program, you can click the green flag and that'll run whatever code you've created. The next section is the Backdrop and Sprites panel in the bottom left-hand corner of your screen. This section is where you can change options for the backdrop of your stage or the background. You can choose from an existing background to use in your exercises, or you can create new ones either by painting, uploading pictures, or using the camera on your computer. To the right is the Sprites panel. For now, we only have one sprite or object in our project. As you work on your different exercises, you'll have more objects. You can also create new objects, either by choosing objects or sprites from the Scratch library, or, just like with the backdrops, you can choose to create, upload, or take photos to make new objects as well. The next section is the right-hand side of the screen. This is called our workspace. The workspace is split into two different sections. The first section has 3 tabs up at the top. One for scripts, where we're going to choose all of our code blocks. One for costumes, where you can customize the way that your objects and backdrops look. And sounds, where you can load, create, or upload new sounds into your exercises or projects. For now, we're going to focus on just the script section. So let's take a look and get started. When we click on the script section, we can create code blocks and change what's happening on our stage just by double-clicking on each of these blocks that are listed. The blocks are separated into different categories, and throughout these videos, we're going to go through each of these categories to show you what they do and what they mean. To start, we're just going to use the motion blocks. If you look at the different motion blocks that are listed, you'll see some basics like move 10 steps, turn 15 degrees to the right, or turn 15 degrees to the left. If you double click on any of these blocks, you'll see that Scratch the Cat, our mascot, starts to move on the left-hand side of the stage for each time that we double click on one of these blocks. If we double click on the turn blocks, he'll turn in whichever direction we choose. Some of the blocks have sections where you can type numbers into them. You can type negative numbers to move Scratch backwards, or positive numbers to move Scratch forwards. You can also choose from some of these drop downs if you want to turn Scratch to a specific direction, point him towards something specific, like our mouse pointer, go to a specific spot on the screen, go to a specific item, like the mouse pointer, a random position on the screen, or other objects, glide to a specific area of the screen, or change X and Y coordinate positions just by double clicking. Now, the stage is set up into a XY coordinate grid. What that means is if you move your mouse around on the stage, you'll notice some numbers in the bottom right-hand corner of the stage here. These tell you where an object is on the stage. The stage is set up so that the left side is negative 240, and as you move to the right, that number increases until you get to the center of the stage, which is 0. If you keep moving to the right, you'll go to positive 240. So that means that if I type in positive 200 for an X position and then double click, Scratch the Cat will move there. Or if I put in a negative number and double click, Scratch the Cat will move to the left-hand side of the screen. Now, just like we have X coordinates that start negative on the left and move towards the positive as they go to the right, we also have Y coordinates that start negative at the bottom at negative 180 and go up positive to the top of the stage until you hit positive 180. These numbers are important because they'll help us control where Scratch the Cat is on the stage. Now, let's start writing some code. Writing code is a lot like writing a recipe. All we're doing is giving the computer a set of instructions that it follows in the order that we tell it to. In Scratch, every recipe starts with the green flag being clicked. To start, we're going to click on our Events section here in the center of our workspace. To start our recipe, we need to use this first block, when green flag clicked. All we need to do is drag that block from the middle section into our workspace to tell Scratch that this is the recipe to follow when we click on the green flag. From here, we can jump back to our motion blocks and use any of these steps to create some motion in Scratch. I can combine these blocks to make Scratch do any number of things. To start, I'm going to drag Scratch the Cat around, and I want you to pay attention that as I move Scratch the Cat, the numbers in some of these blocks update. This is a quick and easy way to find out the X and Y coordinates of where you want your sprite to go. To start off, I'm going to move Scratch the Cat so that he starts at 0, 0 every time we start our game. I can type in 0, 0 and drag this block into my recipe, and now whenever I click the green flag, no matter where I move Scratch the Cat, he'll always move back to the middle of the screen. I can also use a glide block. The glide block moves Scratch the Cat to a specific spot on the screen in a certain amount of time. If I drag Scratch the Cat somewhere where I want him to move, you'll notice that the glide block also updates. This glide block will move Scratch the Cat to the spot that I placed him in 1 second. If I grab that and drop it into my recipe, now my recipe should move Scratch the Cat from the middle of the screen, 0, 0, to his new position in 1 second. If I click the green flag, I can double check it to make sure. You'll notice that every time I click the green flag, Scratch the Cat moves back to the middle of the screen and then moves to the right. Go ahead and play around with some of these motion blocks and create your first recipe. You'll probably find some issues with your program, but that's okay. We're going to work on those.